As the mountain continued to shake by the burgress's movements, a part of the cave wall began to crumble, falling apart before the small creature's eyes.
Hello? I think we've met before, haven't we?
The small creature asked the Natrum, who was already busy studying it, twitching its head back and forth.
A great ordeal fleeing into the devouring darkness, yes. Many shapes and figures lurking, yes. Ready to assist the darkness. Cannot get out. Sounds echoing from the depths.
The Natrum croaked and went silent for a while. Then, as if it had forgotten something, it continued.
A light, a blinding light, yes, leading the way out to the open sky. The darkness conquered, sealed away with rocks and stones. Safety!
The Natrum croaked and stared into the distance.
What will happen down the road?
The small creature asked.
Is there a way for us to find what we seek?
The Natrum stared at the creature for quite a while before opening its beak. As it was about to answer, it stopped itself and slowly closed its beak once more.
What's the matter? Is something wrong?
The small creature asked, feeling a chill go down its spine. Once again, the Natrum stared into the distance before turning to the small creature. This time, it spoke.
Unspeakable horror, no. But yes, what is being sought for can be found. A cave, evil, wicked. No, nothing remains but unspeakable horror. Nothing remains, no.
The Natrum croaked before suddenly taking off, as if in a hurry, disappearing into the woods below.
I hope he's not right this time.
The small creature said to the Alva as they watched the Natrum disappear among the trees.
I bet you there could be some sort of treasure in there,
the small creature said, giving its friend a hopeful look. A door that looked to have been created out of solid rock was sealing off the path into the mountain. The large stone door was far too heavy for the small creature to budge. Upon moving through the gate, their eyes still adjusting to the darkness, the pair began to perceive a dim light stemming from the center of the chamber. Lodged in what appeared to be a crudely carved altar was the cup of Sigrin, decorated by etchings telling of acts long forgotten, a golden chalice which corrupts what is poured within it. Yet the pair had no way of knowing this, but simply marveled at its beauty as they remained still for a moment in the cold chamber.
Would it really be all right for us to take something like this?
The creature looked at the Alva, whose big eyes reflected the cup's glow.
I suppose it's of no use to anyone around here anymore.
It continued, respectfully removing the chalice from the indentation in the altar. The Alva peeked out from behind the creature's ear as they approached the bones.
There are so many. What happened here?
The small creature thought, looking around the cave. Bones in a variety of shapes and sizes were scattered around the cave. Lying around the bones was a long rope, all of which looked to be in one piece.
This whole chamber looks to have been carved out of the mountain,
the small creature said.
Someone must have had to work very hard to create it.
A rudimentary altar had been carved out of the chamber floor. The area around the altar was smooth, over the years worn down by being frequently trod. Across the altar was a crack, splitting the flat surface in two.
What could the purpose of this be?
The small creature asked the Alva as it examined the peculiar hole.
A grim fate,
the small creature stated with a sorrowful sigh. A skeleton, much larger than the small creature, was sitting in a dark corner of the cave. As the creature touched the skeleton, the skull fell off, exposing a burning airbloss. The small creature's hand passed straight through the glowing apparition.
Hello? Are you able to hear me?
The creature asked, receiving no response. An earbloss is a faint remnant of a being who performed an equal amount of good and evil deeds during its life. A soul forever kept in a state of limbo between two worlds. During these darkest of nights, they appear dancing around the places of their passing, doomed to mesmerize lost passers-by, to follow them either to safety or demise. No, that's not how it happened. No, that's not how it happened. The creature tied the rope to one of the thicker roots, pulling hard at it to make sure it wouldn't come loose.
Now, hold on tight, and I'll make sure we get down there safely,
it said as the wingless Alva nervously grasped its ear.
If you find anything around this cart, it's yours. Take it. We don't want any beasts to come looking for us. Bye.
The creature read aloud from a group of small scribbles carved on one of the planks. At the bottom of the ravine lay the remains of an old cart, which probably belonged to someone of the creature's size. Searching through the shattered planks, the creature found a wooden wedge. Just as it was about to turn away from the wagon, the Alva tugged on its ear, noticing a faint glimmer beneath its feet.
What beautiful craftsmanship!
The creature exclaimed, brushing aside the tall grass concealing an old necklace. As the starlight made its way down the ravine, something about the necklace seemed strange as the creature studied it, its shine vaguely different from metals it had previously encountered.
If it falls over me, who would be able to help?
The small creature pondered, glancing at its fragile friend. A rotten tree, about to collapse at any second, was standing near the edge of the collapsed ground. By using all of its strength, the creature managed to topple the rotten tree, creating a bridge to the other side.
Hello? Are you able to hear me?
The creature asked, receiving no response. An earbloss is a faint remnant of a being who performed an equal amount of good and evil deeds during its life. A soul forever kept in a state of limbo between two worlds. During these darkest of nights, they appear dancing around the places of their passing, doomed to mesmerize lost passers-by to follow them either to safety or demise. The small creature's hand passed straight through the glowing apparition.
Hello?
The small creature said cautiously, daunted by the terrifying beast before it. The Witorm quickly jerked its head in the direction of the sound, staring into the small creature's eyes as it slowly waggled its head from side to side in a hypnotic fashion.
What do we have here? You should know better than to approach me, meat.
The Witorm whispered menacingly.
I could swallow you and your friend there in just one bite.
I didn't mean to disturb you. We're just trying to find our way through these lands.
The small creature responded, slowly backing away. The Witorm gave the creature a suspicious look, analyzing it from top to bottom.
You should consider yourselves lucky my hunger for food is quenched. However, my appetite for riddles is insatiable. You're larger than a mouse, but smaller than a bear. Let's see if your mind matches your size. This one I heard told in times long past. I am reborn amongst my siblings. Together we are one. As I rise, I can see all of them look up at me in my newfound form. I travel together with my brothers and sisters as I fall, crashing down with them on the roof of the world. I slowly make my way down as more of my siblings join me. It is close now. I am reborn.
The creature stood silent for a while, deep in thought.
I don't know,
it said with a disheartened look.
Tsk, that one isn't even hard,
the Witorm quickly retorted.
Stop wasting my time and get out of my sight before I grow hungry again.
Believe me, you don't want to be here when I'm hungry.
It sort of looks like that stone has a hat,
the small creature said to its companion, uttering a giggling noise. The top of the gravestone was covered in thick moss. The creature peeled off some of the moist moss.
It sure doesn't smell like water,
the small creature said, looking down at the foul liquid. A seemingly endless marsh had spread throughout the fog-encroached woods. The creature didn't want to put its hand into the murky water.
I wonder who's down below,
the small creature stated, looking down at the ground. A number of old gravestones were scattered across the marsh. The creature looked around the smaller graves, but could find nothing of use. The creature looked around the smaller graves, but could find nothing of use. Using the thick roots, the creature was able to traverse the foul water. As the creature placed the dried flowers in the vase, it felt a chilling gust of wind moving across its small body. Out of thin air, a transparent entity appeared, floating above the gravestone. A Lichtgruber is a being that can be seen after nightfall. Dwelling in swamps and marshes, they drift through the air, often with a lit lantern in hand, following the wind currents between the trees. Their alluring light is said to mislead travelers off the road and deeper into the marshes, far away from any who would hear their cries for help.
Hello! Hello!
The Lichtgruber shouted as the creature approached him.
Hello there,
The small creature responded, happy to be welcomed for once.
Hello! Where are you? Come back.
The Lichtgruber continued, seemingly not taking notice of the small creature.
I'm down here.
The creature said, feeling slightly confused as it waved its little hand to get the Lichtgruber's attention. The Lichtgruber stopped shouting and looked down at the creature.
They're all gone. All my friends blew away with the wind. Don't they like me anymore? Why would they leave me?
The Lichtgruber sobbed as he covered his face with his shroud.
I didn't mean to scare them. I really didn't. You believe me, don't you?
The Lichtgruber continued as he regained his composure.
Sure I do. Say, what do your friends look like?
The small creature asked.
Maybe we can help you find them.
Well, they are small and bright looking. They live in my lantern, you see. Without them, I would never be able to find my way through these marshlands.
The Lichtgruber said, making a sweeping gesture through the air.
Is that one of my friends you have there on your shoulder? You aren't stealing my friends now, are you?
The Lichtgruber asked with a stern and almost threatening voice.
No, this is my friend. She can't fly, so there's no way she could be one of them.
The small creature exclaimed, protecting the Alva with its hand.
I see.
The Lichtgruber sighed in disappointment.
Would you at least please take my lantern and keep an eye out for my friends? 5 of them there are. I will remain here in case they should find their way home.
As the creature approached the bison, it opened its eyes, looking around to find the one who had awoken it from its sleep. Bisons are beings that usually remain in deep slumber. In the rare event that they awake, they spend their time tormenting travelers and woodsmen passing them by. Once they grow tired of causing trouble, they resume their sleep, blending in with the surrounding trees once again.
Hello?
The small creature said politely as it moved closer to the bison. The bison gave the creature a look of disgust but did not answer.
Who are you?
The creature asked, feeling slightly discomforted. The bison seemed to have lost interest in the creature and looked away. Feeling a slight tug on its ear, the creature took another look at the bison.
What is that cut on your head? Does it hurt?
It continued, even though the bison hadn't acknowledged its past remarks. The bison's face suddenly filled with anger. Its eyes started to roll in their sockets. Its mouth writhed and twisted with pain.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It must really hurt.
The creature said.
Is there anything I can do to help?
The bison seemed to have calmed down, giving the creature an insensible look before continuing its hysterical tantrum.
We should search for something to heal that grievous wound,
the creature said to the alva, who responded with a determined nod. As the creature struggled for a while to fit the wedge into the hole, the bison's eyes and mouth stood wide open. The creature gave the alva a confused look, but then something happened. The ground started to crumble violently, and with the sound of roots snapping and twigs cracking, the bison rose from the ground. A loud creaking could be heard as it stretched out its arms before looking down at the small creature with the same insensible look as before. The creature didn't move an inch, and after a while, the bison turned around, marching into the swamp with giant steps, quickly disappearing from sight.
What was all that about?
The small creature asked its friend as they both stared with big eyes after the bison.
Hello? Are you able to hear me?
The creature asked, receiving no response.
That must be one of them,
the creature said to the alva, who responded with a nod.
Where do you think the others might be?
The creature placed the stone tablet into the opening in the wall. As it was put into the opening, the tablet began to glow.
What do you suppose this means?
The small creature asked the Alva as both of them tried to figure out the strange inscription.
I really wish I could understand what they mean.
The small creature said to its friend, who looked equally bewildered by the strange shapes. The stone tablets gave off a faint glow as the creature moved its hand over them. As soon as the droplet hit the stone, the cave started to shake, and from a crack in the altar emerged a strange and wondrous plant.
How does a thing like this come to be?
The small creature pondered, scratching its head as it inspected the mysterious plant. A strange apparition in the shape of a plant was spreading a calming glow throughout the chamber. The plant reacted as the creature's hand went through the transparent stem, giving off glowing spores in response to its touch. As they filled the air, the Alva let out a loud sneeze. as the spores reached the Witworm's nostrils, it couldn't help but to sneeze, and from its mouth a disoriented earbloss came drifting out. The Witworm continued sneezing as it slithered away down the ravine, soon disappearing amongst the undergrowth. In its departure, it had left behind a mesmerizing piece of its shed skin.
That should be all of them.
The creature stated with a sigh of relief.
Perhaps we'll now be able to leave this place.
My dear friends, you're safe with me once more.
The Lichtgruber quickly grabbed the lantern from the small creature's hands.
Oh, thank you for finding them. Is there anything I can do to repay your kindness?
The creature looked at the alva on its shoulder.
Well, we have been searching for something that could help her fly.
The small creature responded.
But so far, we haven't found anything at all.
The Lichtgruber pondered the creature's words for a moment before answering.
I know of a very old place. However, it's not somewhere I would like to take the two of you.
The Lichtgruber shook his head.
It's a frightening place, you see. No longer what it used to be.